I'm trying to get used to this new phone. It just starts recording whenever it wants. You put it down in almost record mode, and it just gives you the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to record. Whatever. For my friends in Ohio and Canada, it's kind of cold there right now. Much warmer where we're at right now. We ended up going to Punta Cana, just a family vacation. My father, my mother, different branches of our family and friends, and it's been a good time. The weather has been good. The first day it rained and it's gloomy, but the last 2 days it's been really, really hot. So we get up today. We're on our way down to the water park. Stopped and got a iced coffee. It's not bad, really. I'm going to take in the rest of the afternoon, but it dawned on me that I hadn't really given anybody any updates since Sunday. I know I'm on vacation, but I want to make sure that everybody understands my point of view of whether the horse is racing or the sale on Monday, which was horrible, by the way. You know, I thought we were coming through the part of the season there was a lull, right? New year, I thought that people were out there looking for the types of horses that we had, and it wasn't like we were selling bad horses. You know, Southwind Ibex was an Amish horse for the most part. I didn't mind him, but he certainly wasn't a stable horse. I was frustrated because we had brought this horse over to Ohio with the anticipation he was sold, and then the buyer had backed out, and we ended up selling him for less money. Stacy ended up getting the horse for a few days and liking him and buying him, which was fine. A little disappointing, but fine. Tavion Hanover, I think it was well documented why we were putting the horse in the sale. Nice horse, just the vast majority of the ownership agreed with my 2 cents on Tavion. Very preliminary look at Tavion was nice horse, but a super inefficient gait. I thought that this was the type of horse that makes a nice race horse at 3, but is he a stake horse? I don't think I was super comfortable in leveling any judgment at this point, but at the same time, I gave everybody my 2 cents on everybody. A little odd ownership makeup. Also, 2 or 3 people owned the vast majority of Tavion Hanover, so it was decided that we were just going to move the horse. Who else do we sell? We didn't sell Brace for Landing. That's kind of what I thought he'd bring. I thought he'd bring 26 to 28, but truthfully speaking, when you look at the way the sale went, I think 23 was okay. And then as it pertained to the other 3, I was just super disappointed that we didn't get the sale on Drebin. I thought Drebin was worth 60 plus. I thought that Ready for Landing was worth 40 plus. Now, maybe I was a little high, and maybe I have to factor in. My God, I was a little high on the price. Goof. I was a little high on the price, but I don't have to factor in the timing of the sale. I know what the horses are worth, and I just thought that was super low. We didn't sell Drebin. We didn't sell Ready for Landing. The 2 key points of our sale.
I'm finding a trend right now.
Yeah, it's just really slow right now.
Sell horses right now.
It is. You know, Scotty had made a point. He said right now is the lowest lull he's seen in his life. Now, Scotty watches everything all the time. I didn't even think he was paying attention. We were just talking briefly yesterday, and he said, you got slaughtered in the sale. And I said, well, the ones that we sold had to go. Yeah, I said, I thought it was a bit unfair, the ones that we didn't sell, but what are you going to do? I just didn't think they were worth less than that. So I'm going to have to, we're going to bite our lip and continue forward. We're going to have to answer the questions we did not want to answer in regards to Ready for Landing. Who's the other horse? Ready for Landing, Drebin. Who's the third horse? A good horse. There's no possible way that you know. No. Regardless who it is, it's the same story. It was Casanova Hall. And then we had some calls with him.
We sold him?
Yeah, I think we might have.
No, we didn't.
Okay, we didn't. So I just wanted to reach out to everybody and talk about the sale. Was disappointing. There wasn't any way to really sugarcoat that. Are you my son? I see my son dissipating here. Maybe it's just me. And then Monday we raced Drebin, and then the break. Oh my God, salt to the wounds. We did have people called about Drebin and say, well, what did you want for him? I told him I wanted 62, 65,000.
We
I assumed
celebrate.
there was an agreement to be made, but it was contingent on how he raced on Monday night. He never makes a break. Of course, he grabs a shoe behind the gate. I think James thought about calling a recall. That's why he veered to the outside and then changed his mind. I think he saw that shoe, or maybe he went to the outside thinking there would be a recall and then there was not. But the way it was explained to me by Dominic through James was that he lost a shoe coming up in behind the gate. A lot of the times, of course, this would have to fall under horrible luck because James puts them on the gate the same way every night. And I don't, you guys hear me rail on it, I don't like putting them on the gate. This horse has been on, I put him on the gate many times. What happens is switching gears at speeds behind the gate. Sometimes when they box their gate up, they'll come up and just, if you're really unlucky, might just nick that corner of a shoe, pop it right off. That's exactly what he did at the worst possible time, because if he wins, we probably get what we wanted, plus we get the purse money. But instead, it's not like we're stuck. I don't want to lead you down the path that was saying, oh, we get stuck with Drebin. We didn't get stuck with Drebin at all. Drebin's a good horse. I just would rather sell him than answer the questions we're going to have to answer over the next few months with Drebin. There was no wrong or right. I was just taking I don't want to call it the easy way, but I was trying to take the most plausible way forward for us. Anyway, I'm not worried about keeping Drebin or ready for landing. It's not a big deal. But the racing was not good. Brace for Landing did what he could out of the 10 hole. You know what he was going to do, so he switched hands now. And then the break from Drebin was just crushing to watch. I may have had a few drinks and then had to watch Drebin make a break. I was not in a very wonderful frame of mind as the night went on. Can't really make those sound effects up, can you? Turkey. Anyway, it's been a great day otherwise, and then Tuesday, it's so cold, and I almost didn't want to make this video because it's so cold in Ohio. It's so cold in Ontario that I didn't. I don't want to.
Okay, we're done.
Hey, just relax. I didn't want to rub it in, so to speak. Tuesday we woke up and then we had Tenacious Hanover and hey, who raced last night? Tenacious Hanover. Watch your mouth tied up. And Tenacious Hanover got away 7th. You know, this is the tough. I had somebody message me about selling Casanova Hall, and they said, Anthony, we paid a lot of money for this horse, then we raced him, and now you're selling him for less than what we bought him for. Hold on. All due respect, you're right, but a lot goes into what you just said. We bought Casanova Hall to be a stake type horse, right? Remember, he fit the constellation. We wanted him to be Adeline Hope McDonald. We wanted him to be a stake type horse, and instead he was not. So I'm left reading text messages. I'm left trying to figure out what's the best path forward. We got him into that condition claim where he fit good, and he crushed him, right? We did great for about, it was the better part of 2 months with that horse. But when that is over, you have to look at the realistic pricing. Adeline, you have to look at the realistic pricing of what the horse is, right? He is. We have to look at what the realistic pricing is of that horse. And when it comes to Casanova Hall in particular, here's a horse that he absolutely was worth what we paid for him on that day. Given the premise, he was a stake horse. Given the premise, he was going to be, I guess he looked like a watered down version of Pickpocket or Memory and Imagination. And that's what we paid for. He was a little more watered than we thought, wasn't he? Took a little time to get him going. He had that broken equipment in the Constellation Final, which he would have done well in. And then we had to race him in those open classes, right? We found a good spot for him. And what his worth was after has no reflection on what we paid for him. The crow is coming in hot. Truthfully speaking, we have to take a look at what we have, right? What your horse is worth when we pay for it. Sometimes that price goes up, and sometimes it does not. What we're left with in the middle is dealing with, I would say, for lack of a better phrase or word, an exit strategy, right? We knew right after the Constellation that Casanova Hall was no longer worth $37,000 American. Where are we going to race him? What are we going to do with him? How are we going to do that? And he went on a real good run for a while, but at the end of that run, you're left with a bit of a dull zone. So I'm left taking a little bit of a diary notes also, because there are trends in our industry, right? Christmas time, prices are low. Last year the prices were not low at this time of year, but they were exceedingly low over the last week or so. No, over the last month. This crow is he's encroaching. Oh, the sugar tray was just attracted by a crow. Go away, crow. Anyway, I'm left trying to look at these trends for the year over year, and it's not always easy to do, right? I thought that now was the time to move these horses, and man, yeah, I think Scotty's right. I don't think I've seen a lower point in selling than right now. I think it just is what it is. There's a lot of factors that go into it that are well above my pay grade, but I think that will turn around when, I have no idea. So in regards to Drebin, he made a break, which is rare. He won't make one next week, and we'll see what he can do in that $24,000 class. Ready for Landing, I'm trying to figure out what we'll do. We'll likely race him in the class that Irresistible Sun is in today, and then come back with Ready for Landing there, move Irresistible Sun, who should be ready to go. We'll take him, Memory and Imagination, and a couple other horses down to Miami Valley next week. I don't even know what that means. And move some of our horses around. It's a little mind-boggling, because I thought that Drebin was a slam dunk to sell for what we wanted. I thought Ready for Landing was a slam dunk to sell for what we wanted. So I was trying to figure out, okay, where are we going to put the rest of our horses? Now when you put those horses back into the mix, different recipe, right? And it's a different job that I have to do. So I'll figure that out with Jason and with Stacy, if need be, and with Tim this afternoon, Dominic, Harry, and we'll get everything under control. Now, somebody had asked about Neptune. I don't know if Harry opted to put him into qualify. I don't see him in to go yet, so it appears to me that he's going to end up probably qualifying him once more. I just assumed when he qualified in 56 that he was going in to go, but if James and Harry have decided to qualify him once more, you're a noisy bird. Go on, get out of here, you. It's worse than Addy. So that's the plan with Neptune. I'll find out more today. But either way, I mean, he's just trying to get the horse in a position where he's ready to rock his first start. That's his job, and I appreciate the effort. In regards to Troysa, although none of us own any shares of Troysa, been a little bit of a frustrating issue. I've never had to get papers done for Australian or New Zealand or any horses that ship in from Europe, so I'm not familiar with the procedure. What has to happen is they take DNA. I don't really know what they do, but Troysa and Neptune were done on the same day in our barn. Yet Neptune ends up on the list in Standard Break Canada, and Troysa is not. So I put out some phone calls trying to figure out exactly what is going on there, and I suspect I'll hear back today, and then we'll get Troysa in to go. Obviously, this impacts Daniel Cordina more than any of us, but he is ready to go. They've schooled him. He's ready to rock, and they want to get him raced, and we're just waiting for his official papers to show up. So sorry about bouncing around. We get the crows and trucks and everybody around. Tenacious Hanover, can't race him from 7th at the quarter pole. Now I told Chris, just feel him out, see how he feels. You know, you're not going to be able to leave hard with him. There's a lot of ways you can't race Tenacious Hanover. If you leave super hard and use him up early, he's a little flat in the end. If you move him in the third quarter, he stalls in the last turn and doesn't come forward. He likes the Meadows, but that class is salty right now at the Meadows. I was just trying to find an easier spot for Tenacious Hanover, and I think he's got one race in him. We're going to race him once more at Northfield Park, and then we'll make a decision what we're going to do. Miami Valley, or do we go to the Meadows with him, or do we maybe shut him down for a few weeks? We'll figure that out. But he's in that bubble area, right? We don't know what he is. We talked about Casanova Hall. It really was, I know for the gentleman that emailed me concerned that we had undersold him and overpurchased him and he didn't do what we wanted him to do. In a more general statement, you're right, he did. But that's horse racing. I think the exit strategy we had was strong. We implemented it. It worked out well. Did we get underpaid by $4,000 or $5,000? Probably yes. But I just did not want to rest Casanova, fix up that quarter crack for 3 weeks, then look for a class in Miami Valley, or try to fit him into the class Ready for Landing, and those horses fit at the Meadows right now. He was a +1 in a party where we didn't have an extra seat for him. So that's why he had to go. Tenacious Hanover on that side doesn't have that class. He can crush like Casanova Hall right now. So we're left trying to figure out what's best. I think our 3 options with him are Miami Valley. First, Northfield. We're going to try him once more there. Then Miami Valley. And then we'll likely look to maybe shut him down for a few weeks. And that will be the plan for Tenacious Hanover in my mind. You guys know by now, we're going to go through the year and we're going to buy lots of horses. Some are going to turn out well. Some aren't going to turn out well. But together as a group, we're going to move forward. So with that said, sale was poor. Monday's racing was terrible. Tuesday's racing was terrible. Today is Wednesday. A new day, and we have some horses in that look like they can do some damage. And now we start entering horses for when I'm back. So I'm going to be talking to Jason, going to be talking to Tim today, Dominic, and trying to figure out exactly what we're doing moving forward with regards to who's racing when. I can tell you this right now. If Drebin gets in on Monday, and I don't have any horses to race on Monday, I'm going to get off the plane. This is the frustrating part. The end of the trip is what has really, really bothered me. We have to get off the plane at 9:30 at night, go to the house, get Cruz, our dog, drive all the way back to Ohio because kids have to be in school on Monday morning. Kids aren't going to get home till 2:30 in the morning, minimum, and have to be in school for 8 o'clock. So I should have done a better job planning that. And then we went to change the flights, and of course, cost of course. Anyway, if I can make it back to drive Drebin in Ontario on Monday. James has gone away for a week. It's his honeymoon. He has the right. If I can make it back on Monday and it makes sense, then I'll make it back to drive Drebin. Otherwise, Chris will do a fine job, or anybody else. So sorry about everything being not used to doing videos outside in public with crows and kids looking to go to water slides. The weather has been nice here. It's hard for me to unwind watching everything take place, but nevertheless, the weather's good. The company's fantastic, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful week, hot or cold, wherever you are. Take care, everybody.